Hello, and welcome to the Ash Christine Designs YouTube channel, where I host my knitting podcast, as well as some vlogs and some other fun videos. Today is Saturday, September 30th, and I am recording episode 21 of the podcast. If you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking out the channel. Welcome. I hope you like what you see. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. My name is Ash, and everywhere that you can find me online is linked in the description box below this video, including Instagram and Ravelry, which are my two most active social media accounts. But yes, like I said, today I'm recording episode 21 of the podcast, and I am super excited to talk about all of my works in progress with you guys. I say works in progress because I have more of those than I do finished objects for this episode. But I do have one finished object to show off, and that is my cabled pumpkin. This is the large version. This is the Oh My Gourd pumpkin pattern that's coming out. So I've been saying October 1st, but it's looking more and more like I'm not going to be able to meet that deadline. I thought if I really pushed it that I could do it, but I don't want to rush and put out a pattern that I'm not fully confident in. I want to make sure that it has its moment to be tested and to make sure that people really understand the instructions and the way that I've written them. Because sometimes the way that you write things and the way that makes sense to the way that you work doesn't exactly translate to the way that everybody else works. So I just like to make sure that all my patterns get their chance to be fully tested and everything, so I know that I'm putting out the best version of a pattern that I can. But yeah, so that's just a little update about the Oh My Gourd pattern. It's still coming. I'm still working on it. It's just probably not going to be October 1st. But back to some details about this pumpkin. So like all the others, this one was knit with needle sizes US 2 or 2.75 millimeter. The yarn I used was Knit Stroll in the strawberry colorway, and this is a colorway that I used for one of the small pumpkins. I believe it was the ribbed pumpkin. And if I had remembered to take it out of the closet, I would have compared this to the small version of the cabled pumpkin, so you could kind of get a difference. I mean, get a view of what they looked like. But there'll be photos soon of what they all look like next the small version, next to the large version, etc. So you will see pictures soon. But for now, it's just a finished pumpkin. I started this pumpkin September 14th, and I finished it September 21st. So very quick on this one. The decreases on this one were really, really simple. It was pretty much just like plug and play of the small decreases and then just sizing them up for the large version. And I really liked the way that it kind of came together. But yeah, so that's this one finished. And since we're already talking about pumpkins and we're back in pumpkin land, here's the next one that I've been working on. This is the large ribbed. I have started the decreases on this. So this one should be finished probably tonight. I had plans to finish it last night, but I was watching TV and I was talking to some people, and there just wasn't a good moment to actually sit down and count out my stitches and make sure that I was meeting the correct stitch count I was supposed to be after each decrease round. So there wasn't a chance to actually count my stitches. So I put this down for the rest of the evening. But it would have been finished last night, but yeah, I'm gonna finish it today. Some details about this one. Obviously, it's the same pattern, the Oh My Gourd pattern. It's gonna come very soon. The yarn I used for this one was Knit Stroll, and it's either Electric Blue or Rhapsody. I can't remember which one this one is. I'm thinking it's Electric Blue, but I can't remember. It's been a while since I've knit with this color. But yeah, so this is all I have left to finish my decreases. I'm hoping it's enough, but if not, I do have a tiny wedge somewhere in my bag that is either the same colorway or it's close enough that no one but me is going to know it's different. So I do have that as an option. And this is using the same needle size that all the others do, US 2 or 2.75 millimeter needles. My next work in progress is one that you haven't seen on the podcast yet. I showed the yarn for it last episode, but this episode I actually have progress to show you. So this is the New Light cowl that's coming out. This one was supposed to come out at the end of September. again, I ran out of time. But yeah, this is the New Light cowl. I'll talk about the yarn in just a moment. So this is a marled cowl that you go through multiple different colors. For this version, I'm using 5 colors. And I'm super in love with the way that this is turning out. I think the colorways I'm using are great. I think that it just matches with the texture very, very well. And I am super excited to keep working on this and get it finished and get the pattern finalized. The pattern is already in testing. So literally as soon as I finish my sample and get new photos taken, this pattern can go live. Again, I just overestimated how quickly I could knit all these pumpkins plus a cowl. Like, I just overestimated it and shot for a release date for both of them that didn't end up working. And that's okay. So yeah, this is the progress I've made since last episode. I am through color 1, through the color change of colors 1 and 2, and I am almost finished with the solid section of color 2. So I'm about to start the marled section with color 3. But let me talk details about this actual project. So the pattern for this, like I said, is the New Light cowl. It's coming soon, hopefully sooner rather than later. The yarn for this is Simple Yarns Fingering Weight, and this first color here is Into the Woods, and this second color here is Sea Turtle. And I love the way that they marl from one to the next. The camera's kind of giving it a bit of a glare when I hold it up close, but back here is fairly accurate to what it looks like in person. It's a great kind of marled where it just flows. It's great. I originally had it with a different colorway next after the green, like Into the Woods colorway. I had a different one there, which I love, and it's still going to be included in here. But it didn't. When I was starting the marling, I was afraid that they were too similar because of how deep and rich this green Into the Woods is. And the colorway I tried to pair it with was also very deep and rich, kind of like a bluey gray. If I find the picture, I'll have it on the screen. But yeah, I liked the way that looked, but it was very... Even in person, I had people that, because I asked multiple people, I was like, is this obvious that this is 2 different colors? You know, does this look okay? And it was obvious that it was 2 different colors, but just the way that the pattern is written, it's meant to, like, each colorway is supposed to have like its own little section. As you can tell, like, even though the marling is kind of obvious, you can tell from one end of the cowl to the other, where I'm currently at, that these are 2 different colors. And that's the point of the cowl, is to really celebrate those individual colorways and give them a chance to shine on their own while still working with the other colorways they're paired with to create a cohesive piece. So yeah, so the original colorway that I chose for it to follow after the green didn't work. So I had to rip that out, and I lost like a day and a half of progress. It's fine, I got over it. So yeah, so I would be already through the 3rd color at this point, but I did have to rip back and fix it. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the way that it's looking now. And the needles I'm using are US 7 or 4.5 millimeter needles. And then this is Simple Yarns, the 2nd colorway. This is the Sea Turtle colorway. This is it all caked up. And it's really, really super pretty. Like, I know I gushed last episode about Alaska's yarn, but her yarn is just amazing. It's really, really amazing. And yeah, I really, really love the way that this is turning out. Quick note about Simple Yarns and Alaska. She's going to be vending at Wool & Folk this October. I don't know the official dates. I will leave a link to her Instagram, where she kind of has all the information spread out. I know the location of the Wool & Folk Festival just changed. So all the updated information is going to be on her profile. So yeah, I'll leave her Instagram in the description box below this video, so you can go and check that out. But if you are going to be in the area for Rhinebeck, really, really consider going to Wool & Folk and checking out Simple Yarns and her booth and everything, because her yarn's amazing. You're going to want to get all of it. And this cowl is actually going to be a booth sample for her. This is going to be on display, and there will be a way for you to get the pattern at a discount if you shop via Alaska's booth at Woolen Folk. So keep that in mind when you're shopping, when you're headed to Rhinebeck this year. If you're going to be in the area, make sure that you make time to go to the Woolen Folk Festival and see what colorways she's brought with her, because all of her colorways are stunning. And yeah, pick yourself up some simple yarns because, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Okay, the final work in progress that I want to talk about is the Sweet Girl shirt. And this will be the last time that you see this project ever, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to rip it out. Let me explain. So I started this project with the intention of sending it to someone that had a baby a little while ago, and I know this person through someone else, so it's like a friend of a friend. But I missed the deadline on when we were all contributing stuff to send this box. I missed the deadline on that because, as you know, me and deadlines don't get along. Yeah, and I just don't see myself finishing this. I really don't. I could finish it and send it to somebody else that's had a baby, but I don't know. I'm not feeling the passion for it. I'm not really feeling like I'm super jazzed about finishing it. I don't like the way that the colorway change happened because I had to use 2 different dye lots. So I'm not a huge fan of the way that that happened. As you know from if you've seen my previous episodes, the math on this was a little bit wrong. So I had to kind of fudge stuff, especially at the sleeves and everything. And I'm just not sure that I necessarily want to see this project through to the end. So yeah, I'm not going to stop the camera and rip this off the needles immediately. I'm going to leave it sitting just in case I change my mind. I don't see myself changing my mind, but maybe I will. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to leave it sitting for a little while, but this might be the last time that you see it, unless I get wild hair and decide to finish it. Yeah, this might be the last time that you see this. This is a pattern by Rena K. It's called the Sweet Girl shirt. And I'm using Lion Brand Kobu in the mauve colorway. Yeah, super happy with it. Like, I think it looks really cute. I just don't know if I have the motivation to finish it. And knowing that I don't have a recipient in mind for it, I just don't see myself rushing around to finish this. So we'll see. I'll leave it sitting. I won't rip it out immediately. I'll leave it sitting and see what I feel in a couple of weeks, maybe after Christmas. I'll take a look at this. I'm pretty much booked with my knitting through Christmas. I have so many plans. But yeah, so I thought I would give an update on that in case this is the last time that you see it. You could know why I chose not to finish this, which is just literally a motivation factor. And that's the end of my works in progress. I don't have anything else to report because I have done nothing but knit on pumpkins and my new light cowl. Those have been my 2 primary focus works in progress. So yeah, I have nothing else to report. I thought maybe I was going to finish the pumpkins sooner than now, and I thought that the new light cowl would be further along. But as you know, I had to rip back the cowl. As you know, I underestimated how long it was going to take me to actually knit each of these pumpkins. So yeah. And speaking of pumpkins, if you can see in the background here, I do have a pumpkin. I knit that pumpkin years ago. That is a huge bulky weight pumpkin. I just pretty much took the numbers from my worsted weight pattern and cast on and went, but with larger needles and big fluffy like blanket yarn. So yeah, so if you did see that pumpkin in the background, that is one I knit for forever ago. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have to say for this episode. If you are a new viewer, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below so that you can get notified when I release new podcast episodes and or vlogs or whatever other videos I may come out with. If you are a returning viewer, thanks again for checking out the podcast. I appreciate you so much. That's it for me this episode. I will see you all next episode for episode 22, sometime in October. So I'll have my full autumn girl vibes going. Yeah, I will see you then. And until then, take care, happy knitting, and I will see you next episode. All right, bye.